When the Nats dumped net zero, they showed off this report claiming that coal is cheaper than renewables, which was weird because I've been covering this stuff for a while now and it kind of flew in the face of everything that I'd learned, as well as everything being said by scientists and experts from across the world. So I look at this report written by the National's own think tank, the Page Research Centre, and I find my first red flag that some of their numbers were based on modelling done for the benefit of Coal Australia. Then I saw and reported that some of the numbers from the modelling used by the Nats didn't even stack up. And then last week, Chris Bowen starts talking about all of this as well. And now Archie, who did the modelling for the Nationals, has put out a statement trying to explain themselves. First, they confirmed that they were not consulted before the Nationals published a document using their data. Arch also tries to explain in its press release why their coal costs are so far below the going rate in Australia. They admitted that they had based things on a hypothetical coal scenario, which assumed that we could build a coal plant in a place where one has already been, in a place that has a mine next to the plant, but also somewhere that's too far from a port that it's not profitable to sell it on the international market at a higher price. Now, I'm not entirely sure if any such place actually exists, so I've asked Arch to point out on a map where. Now, the statement also tries to clarify another thing we reported on 2 weeks ago that seemed to inflate the outputs of coal. Arch assumed that coal plants could run 91% of the time. That seemed wrong to us, and our suspicion was confirmed by energy analyst Tim Buckley when we reported on it 2 weeks ago. In its new press release, Arch responds to this critique, conceding that its 91% figure is not based on how coal actually runs in Australia, it is simply what a new plant is technically capable of. In the real world, coal plants don't come close to that. In Australia, they run for about 60% of the time. In reality, because Australia has so much solar in the grid, power prices drop below zero for about 20% of the time. When prices are negative, generators lose money if they keep running. So what coal plants do is they wind back or shut down, making the cost of coal far higher than what Arch has modelled. In their statement, Arch admits that they ignored all of the real-world context so that they could model the most competitive version of coal. But if your model only works by pretending coal can run at full tilt, even when the market would force it to shut down, how is that accurate? Look, Arch is a consulting firm. They sell to businesses, industry groups, and political parties to help them make high-quality decisions. But when the assumptions in their modelling seem to highlight the most favourable, least realistic version of coal, it does raise some obvious questions. So I've gone back to Arch to ask them to explain a few more things. Like, who chose their assumptions? Was it them? Was it Coal Australia? Or was it the Nats think tank? Can they point to any real location in Australia that meets all of their assumptions? And can their proposed high-tech coal plants even be built there? I'll let you know when I hear back.